Welcome back. Today we're reading a new book. Felix the Cat, based on the famous comic strip. I'm so glad you could join me for this one. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Here we have the backside. Nice little illustration. It's got a nice binder on it. Felix the Cat is now being released in a new series of animated motion pictures, cartoons. Whitman Publishing Company, Racine, Wisconsin. Copyright 1936 by Felix the Cat and Company. Printed in the USA. Today we're reading Chapter 1, Bluffing a Blizzard. Looks like some cute stories coming up. All right, settle in. Let's read Chapter 1. Felix climbed on a chair and looked out the window. All he could see was snow, big flakes and medium flakes and little flakes, falling and falling and falling. Wow, what a blizzard, he said disgustedly. We'll be snowbound, sure. Just looking out there gives me the shivers. Brr! What's going on here? Asked Farmer Brown, coming to the window. Snow! Felix pointed his paw. That's what's going on here. Land love a duck. Farmer Brown scratched the place where his hair ought to be. Burn my whiskers if we aren't snowed in. Do you want me to burn your whiskers? Felix asked helpfully. This is no time for funny stuff. Tarnation! I can't get out to feed the chickens. I'll say this is no time for funny stuff, agreed Felix. No feed for the chickens. No eggs for me. Something must be done. Yes, but what? Barked Farmer Brown. By the time I shoveled a path to the hen house, the poor critters would be starved to death. He began to walk up and down the floor, pulling at his whiskers. Felix stood looking out the window. He was thinking up a way to bluff the blizzard. Don't stand there like a scarecrow, shouted Farmer Brown. Can't you do something, you good-for-nothing cat? I've got it, Felix cried suddenly. We'll see if I'm a good-for-nothing cat. Quick as a flash, he scampered upstairs, and then he scampered downstairs and came back with Farmer Brown's suspenders and the dish of chicken feed. There's always a way, hee-hee, laughed Felix. What in tarnation are you doing with my Sunday suspenders? Cried Farmer Brown. There's always a way, Felix said again, and began to tie the suspenders to a fork stick. Hey, you can't do that. Farmer Brown tore his whiskers. You can't make my Sunday suspenders into a slingshot. But when he saw Felix load the slingshot with chicken feed and go to the window, he didn't say another word. Out in the hen house sat Ronnie Rooster and Hen Peck, feeling very hungry and very disgusted with the blizzard. How does Farmer Brown expect me to keep up my egg a day by starving me to death? Complained Hen Peck. Oh, quit your chirping, scolded Ronnie Rooster. I'm just as hungry as you. Maybe I'm hungrier. Then there came a shower of chicken feet. Through the henhouse window. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm beginning to see and hear things, peeped Hen Peck. Well, I'm beginning to taste things, said Ronnie Rooster, taking a big bite. And do they ever taste good? Aw, Hen Peck helped herself. It's real, it's true, it's chicken feed. We've got Felix to thank for this, said Ronnie Rooster. Leave it to Felix to bring home the bacon. Chicken feed. Farmer Brown watched Felix till he had shot the last kernel. Well, that was good work, Felix, he complimented the cat. Now, give me my Sunday suspenders. You can have them, said Felix. I'm going to use a bow and arrow next. A what? Gasped Farmer Brown. What under the sun are you up to now? Felix didn't answer. He reached out and grabbed off a big icicle. Well, I'll be hornswoggled, said Farmer Brown. What in tarnation is that cat up to now? Never you mind, hee, chuckled Felix. Just watch me. He picked up the bow and fitted the icicle in a big, fat, cold arrow with a nicely pointed tip. If you want to go arrow shooting, I can get you a real arrow, offered Farmer Brown. I only use icicles for arrows, said Felix, taking careful aim. By this time, Ronnie Rooster and Hen Peck had eaten the last crumb of chicken feed. I'm thirsty, chirped Hen Peck. I could drink a barrel of water. 2 barrels for me, said Ronnie Rooster. But we can be thankful we had enough to eat without asking for anything more. The icicle arrow shot through the window. There's a war on, said Ronnie Rooster. A bullet is stuck up there. War nothing, chuckled Hen Peck. The icicle had begun to drip, and she opened her beak wide. Why, it's an icicle, laughed Ronnie Rooster. The drinks are on Felix, too. Hen Peck drank her fill. Let me under that icicle, demanded Ronnie Rooster. We have to drink while the melting's good. There never was a cat like Felix, clucked Hen Peck happily. Back in the farmhouse, Farmer Brown was saying the very same thing. There never was a cat could beat that, he chuckled. I'd be lost without you, Felix. Felix liked to sit on Farmer Brown's lap and have nice things said to him and watch the rings of smoke roll out of Farmer Brown's pipe. Aw, any cat with any sense would have done the same thing, he said modestly. That's the end of chapter 1. I hope you'll join me next time as we read chapter 2, Blowing a Bubble.
Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat.
Felix the cat.
He gets in a fix, he reaches into his bag.
He's coming back.
Felix the cat, the wonderful, wonderful cat.
Thank you for joining me.
You laugh so much your sides will ache. make your heart will go pitter-patter.
We'll see you next time
Felix the wonderful cat.
for Chapter 2.